This episode of Dissecting Loki is brought to you by Smokey Skull. If you're looking to add a little bit flavor to your old fashioned, Smokey Skull would be the most stylish and best way to go about doing this. Just look at how detailed the skull is on this magnificent looking device. And the best part is this was designed by one of the best comic book artists today, Tyler Kirkham. So go ahead and look at the link below and back this up. So click on that Kickstarter right now, back it up, and get yourself a nice Smokey Skull. You know, Lewis,
What's up?
there was a mistake on that title screen for Dissecting Loki. It says Revelation Part 2. It's actually Part 3. It's actually it's Revelation Part 3.
I mean, I was really hoping for an after credits scene, but we didn't get any. Oh, by the way, I know I never mentioned this before to you, and this is going to be a revelation. Just because also I think it's funny to share with you now.
Oh, God.
I'm a huge fan of Kirby.
Oh, I already knew that.
Yeah, but I don't share it as much as you think. You have no idea how much shit I have.
You're a closet Kirby fan.
Well, yeah, I love the little
Be proud of yourself, Lewis. Be proud, man.
Yeah.
Be proud.
So if you do anybody want to send me random shit in our P.O. box, please send me Kirby shit.
Kirby would be it. There you go.
Kirby will make me happy. You want to just like, hey, how would Lewis be not less miserable? Kirby shit.
Kirby shit.
Kirby shit really like makes a miserable day real happy for me.
Well, welcome to everybody who's tuning in today, Sunday, to this new episode of Dissecting Loki. We are going to be reviewing episode 5, which is the second last episode of Loki. And as promised, I did let everybody know that I am international today. I am back home in Canada. As many of you guys might have known, the reason why I'm back home is because I had to attend my dad's memorial service. He passed away because of COVID about a month ago. So I'm here at my childhood home. So believe it or not, this room right here is essentially my childhood bedroom. Well, it's been converted to to an office now. My mom is like, well, he doesn't need this anymore. We're converted to an office, so it's an office now. That's why you can see like that's my high school graduation.
At least they kept the room. Otherwise, like in my family, it'd be like either they keep your room exactly how it is forever until you move back, or two, it's rented out to some other family member, some guy named Pablo.
Yeah, Pablo, get out of my room, Pablo.
Fucking guy paying fucking rent.
Get out of my room, Pablo. God.
Hey, no. You'll pay rent.
So I am international right now. I'm in the East Coast, Toronto, Canada. Yeah, that's pretty much it. Just international right now. So I'm gonna be here until next week. Next week's gonna be the last episode that'll be internationally known and whatnot. A lot of revelation that's happening too as well. So tomorrow, I did post about it. I tease on what's going on. But today, two things we're gonna do. One is that we're gonna talk about Loki in episode 5, and then in the next few minutes, we're gonna have a special guest, and that's actually gonna be amazing. Tyler Kirkham is gonna be joining us in the next few minutes in there. So about 7:30 Eastern Standard Time, Western Standard Time, about 4:30. He's gonna talk about all the projects that he's been doing. This man is busy. I'm telling you right now, I had to give up Lewis's firstborn child in order for him to be here today. So
I have 16 of them. Go for it.
So, so get your questions ready. We will definitely post them, and we'll definitely answer as much as we can. But we know for a fact, majority of the time, most people watch our show right after the live ones. So, so
like
let's
99.5%.
But what
so we have maybe one person viewing.
Yeah, but what we want to do today is that we're going to talk about episode 5. Like I said, this is going to be Revelations part 3. Okay, there are a couple of revelations in there. The last time that we saw Loki, that he was what is that called again, Lewis? When they disintegrated him and all that stuff.
Pruning.
They pruned him, and he went and basically went to a dimension that is neither outside or inside of time. Is basically when it's just like, it's just a null, just a void, right?
Well, no, they're trying to get into the void. They're in a period of time where that stupid cloud controls time.
Yeah, the guard dog, as they say. So we found out that these are basically where all the variant Lokis are located. So you got your classic Loki, you got your kid Loki, you have your they call it the boast Loki, boastful Loki. That's what they called it, but it's essentially the worthy Loki. I think we found out why they didn't call him the worthy Loki, because in the episode he pretty much betrayed everybody, so it's not really worthy. So you can't be worthy if you betrayed everybody.
Worthiness is such a vague word. You can be worthy of many things. It doesn't have to be good.
Yeah, but MCU fans, you gotta call him boastful Loki. So he's just like,
I mean, I'm cool with whatever. But yes, I will vote for Loki.
Yeah. So, and then and then the crocodile Loki in there. So there's a lot of this episode. So this episode, I'll tell you this much: this episode was more of Easter eggs instead of revelation. But it is somewhat revelation, but it's literally about 95% more.
Gator Loki was the most dangerous of all Lokis so far.
It's just more cameos. Like, for example, let's go through the cameos in there. One cameo is basically Thanos' chopper. Obviously, is there.
Yeah,
so
that was the biggest fun thing.
They didn't even hide it. It's just there.
No. They even had like whoever did the vinyl signs for it, just like Thanos.
I know, right? The other one is the Living Tribunal was there, which doesn't make any sense. Why is there a Living Tribunal there? But the Living Tribunal was there.
Fucked up, and then it's like, we're resetting you.
The Living Tribunal is more power. It's like the next powerful thing after the one above all. So it's like, oh, you made a mistake. You fucked up.
Like, no.
And then everyone's favorite cameo is basically Throg. Throg was there. One cameo that not much people knew, and I had to like really look deep into this. Throg made a yelling sound. He's like, no. He went like that. I don't know if you noticed. It's very, very subtle. It's very, very subtle, and it's very quiet. He went, no, like that. Okay, listen to it again. Throg went, no. You know who that was?
The guy said no.
It was Chris Hemsworth. They literally, he goes,
wait, when they were going in the tunnel. Thing, and then they saw the tiny. I noticed him. I just didn't hear him say no.
You have to listen really carefully.
He was trying to go for his hammer while he was stuck in a jar.
He was jumping, and then as soon as he's out of frame, you can hear no. Mm-hmm. So the director did an interview and she said, yeah, that was Chris Hemsworth. That was not stock. He literally came in and go, no.
You're also talking about the same guy that decided, like, yeah, I'm going to wear a fat suit. Mm-hmm. I'm ripped as shit under this fat suit.
But where did you find it? Where did he find the time to just come in and be like, okay, this is the mic right here? Right here? No. Okay, see you guys later, man. That's it. That is like the biggest money spent.
I would not even be shocked if he had to go full Thor costume. Heath Ledger in front of a green screen, and it says like, so you're just jumping up like this, trying to reach for a giant Mjolnir.
Yeah.
And you're stuck in a jar.
And like literally like Heath Ledger style. Like I heard stories and they were doing interviews where the kitchen scene when he's talking to the crime lords, and then any other scene that the Joker's not there but you can hear him, apparently he would dress up in like full Joker. He'll be in a makeup chair for like hours just so that people can have a reaction to what he's seeing, what he's saying. I can see Chris Hemsworth doing that. Just like put on the Thor suit and everything, and just go, no.
I just know. It would have been funnier if it was cool guy Thor.
Yeah. So we also got to see Lewis's favorites, and he was looking forward to this cameo, which is mayor or candidate Loki. So he was there too as well. But the biggest cameo or reference that not much people know, and for the most part, is the older MCU fans know about this, and the Star Wars fan know about this. You saw where the presidential candidate Loki was like swinging his arm around, or like he pointed at the alligator or gator Loki, and he bit his arm off, his hand off. You saw that, right?
Okay. Yeah. No, that's why he's the most dangerous Loki.
Yeah. So you know what that reference is for, right?
No, not really.
So that reference is basically the Star Wars reference when Luke gets his hand cut off. But the MCU actually has been doing this every time it's nearing the end of the phase. Okay. Now, you might be thinking to yourself, it just started. The phase just started. You only had like 2 shows, 3 including this one, right?
I mean, if this was supposed to be the last show of the phase.
Yes. This was supposed to be the middle show, the middle entry to phase 4. Okay. This was supposed to be the middle entry. And then after this, it was going to signal the what ifs. And then it was going to signal, I believe, the Eternals or the Eternals.
I was really wondering how they're going to do the what ifs, because the amount of money it would cost them for 30 minutes to an hour would be fucking ludicrous.
Yeah.
And then, it's all animated. This makes so much more sense.
Because you got to realize this. Loki was the end. He was the middle part. It was the middle entry to phase 4, because the first few entry was actually the leftover from phase 3, and they're just closing that gap. They're just closing that storyline. You got your Winter Soldier and the Falcon. They're closing that storyline. WandaVision, they're closing that storyline too as well. And then Eternals is actually the beginning of it, and Shang-Chi was going to be the beginning.
Man,
and
what happened to Eternals? That movie just...
No.
Is it planning to come out?
December. It's coming out in December.
December? Shit.
December. I think it was December, yeah.
I can't believe Shang-Chi came out before Eternals.
Because after Shang-Chi, after Loki, it was Shang-Chi and then everything else, right? That was the original plan.
What happened to that movie that they pushed it back so much?
Shang-Chi?
No, Eternals.
Eternals? It's because the timeline was messed up because of COVID pandemic. It was.
I know, but still, you would think that they would start it back up.
No, because what ended up happening was the shows were already done. They were already done filming, right? They just needed to release it, but they couldn't release it because they wanted it to be for Disney Plus. Now, Disney Plus, they could release it at any time, but because of the pandemic, they had to release most of these shows into their premiere entry or something like that, where you have to pay like $30 fucking and be like, hey, give me one show or give me one movie, that kind of thing.
I mean, whatever. They're still doing it now. Yeah,
which is actually here's the thing. If you live in Canada, by the way, the Disney premiere entry would actually be a good idea because nothing is open here yet. Everything closes at 7:00. Now, mind you, everybody who listens to us, majority of you guys, about a good 98% of you or 99% of you, are all in the United States. I get it. Everything's open there. Okay, but pandemic is not over here in Canada. There is still no indoor dining. There is very limited outdoor dining. Okay. And it's by law that you have to wear a mask when you enter a building. Not just like a government building, a building. Okay.
So even in my house, if we do pay for the $30 see it early, whatever thing in your own house, That's still a good deal, mostly because the amount of people that are going to watch it simultaneously. There's going to be at least 7 family members, and that saves us a lot of money.
Yeah. So essentially, what ended up happening is that Canada is smart. Yeah. I mean, depending how you look at it.
I know your game, Kevin.
So yeah, there's nothing open here yet. So basically, getting the Disney the premiere entry for $30 is a good idea to watch it, right? But let's getting back to Loki in there. What do you think about Disney doubling down on this self-loving Loki? There's just,
I mean, it gets funnier and funnier
and
funnier as they do it.
It's not even like
it doesn't get boring because they keep giving him new personas. Different actors get in the mix. I'm very surprised. Who was doing all the cameos? Was it Matt Damon?
Yeah, Matt Damon. Yeah, he does the cameos.
I was very surprised. Like
Matt Damon wasn't there.
Yeah, if they told me like Matt Damon was in that bra, it probably made me rewatch it and becomes even funnier.
Yeah, I would actually
because they all betrayed each other.
It's the whole thing about the whole sequence of them betraying each other was just like
it happened simultaneously.
Yeah, he's like, haha, this is like I have my own pen. Haha,
we have betrayed you. Haha. Like, I have also betrayed you.
It's like, how does anything get done in there in that voice?
It's not. Nothing should have been being done. They should have just left each other alone or just hang out like bros, which they were until they started betraying each other.
Which makes sense. It's like, listen, we're gonna betray each other anyway, so might as well just chill, man. Now? Yeah, it just seems like a good.
And also, I found it funny that boastful Loki decided to betray child Loki to be king, even though they're just surviving. That's not really a kingdom. He just wanted the title. He literally did all that betraying for a title.
Yeah, pretty much. Yeah, pretty much.
It's like, so, I mean, king of the castle. You started killing people for king of the castle.
so it's gonna be interesting because at the end of this show, pretty much Enchantress, she pretty much enchanted this big cloud that kills all other Lokis or other things that was there.
Or what Fantastic Four would like to tell you, that was Galactus.
Yeah. Dormammu.
I'm never gonna forget that shit.
That was Dormammu.
It's a giant purple fucking cloud, Galactus bullshit.
Wait, that was that yellow thing from Green Lantern. Yeah,
Parallax.
Yeah, it's Parallax. So you can call that big cloud in Loki whatever you want.
The fuck you want. Because Marvel doesn't give a shit, especially Sony.
Yeah,
Sony cares less.
Do you think that was a cameo for a joke that anyone who gets it? I mean, I feel like now that we're talking about it,
because
like it is.
It's supposed to be a cloud. That's the funny thing.
Yeah,
it just so happens that there are previous strings attached that they've used prior that was a cloud, that it shouldn't have been a cloud. That makes it funny that it is a cloud. So you make it this.
Yeah.
So there's going to be a lot of like, oh, they probably did this for making fun of the Galactus cloud. It's like, no, it's supposed to be a cloud. Don't overthink it.
I feel like that was an Easter egg, like a jab on like anything that was a villain and it was a cloud. Galactus, Dormammu, Parallax. It's all combined.
I would agree if it had the same color scheme, but they kept it purple anyways. So
it's Dormammu.
No, Dormammu was made out of like cosmic cloud in that one versus being made out of fire.
But he was purple. Dormammu was purple.
Sure, we're gonna make fun of, but at this point, why not Galactus since his entire body is purple scheme?
So the unknown question, and I believe, I guess for me, is that once they go to this castle, I mean, that castle thing looks familiar. I just can't pinpoint what comic book that it's from. Do you know?
No.
It looks so
I vaguely remember something looking similar. But if you really ask me, like, from where, what, and what from, I would just answer, like, it just looks like a generic castle I see everywhere, man.
I feel like I've seen it somewhere before, and I just can't put my finger into it. It looks like the castle from... It looks like the castle from Ra's al Ghul when the first introduction of Bane was done. The Vengeance of Bane.
Wasn't that more like a Pacific Asian like building?
Well, no, it looks similar to
Less
it.
Colosseum.
I don't know, man. Like, I know I've seen it somewhere before. That much I can tell you. I've seen it somewhere before.
I will not pretend that I know exactly where it's from. Whoever guesses it, though, good on you. That's some deep cut shit.
You get my undying love. If you guess what it is, you get my undying love.
You get the honor of sending me more Kirby shit if you guess it right.
So now
more Kirby shit.
So now we're down to one episode this Wednesday, Lewis.
Is it really the last episode? I thought there was 7 episodes.
No, 6, man. That's
6
it.
Episode.
That's it. 6. Yeah, that's it.
What
do you expect?
Weren't we supposed to get Kong the Conqueror? Is it gonna be in the next episode?
Probably.
Yeah.
Probably.
All right.
I feel like they're gonna do a whole dark side
I am your father thing.
No, like a dark side cameo where he just looks over his shoulder. Yes, I know what you're thinking. It's like, oh no, that's Thanos in freaking Avengers. No, that was Darkseid. Darkseid did the same thing. When Thanos, just off topic, when Thanos did that whole turnaround and he smiled during the end of Avengers, that was actually a reference to Jack Kirby because Jack Kirby created both. Okay. So
I thought versus Thanos, I thought Darkseid.
No. Hold on. Let me correct it before people start ragging on me. Jack Kirby did not create both. Okay, it was Jim Starlin. Sorry. Go ahead. I
was about to say.
Yeah, it's Jim Starlin. Sorry. My bad.
The correction is correct. I thought rather than a smile, I thought he Darkseid frowned.
No, he Darkseid just turned around in his shoulder on Superman's pal Jimmy Olsen, the last panel, and that was Darkseid. He did that whole thing, and then Thanos did the exact same thing on Avengers at the end of Avengers. So essentially, the reason why he did that, Jim Starlin has gone on record saying that he took the whole Darkseid thing and flipped it around and say, "Here's Thanos." So
I mean,
essentially, it's like one of those things. It was like, "Oh, can I copy you?"
He created. It's his creation, so whatever.
Yeah.
If it's sold in DC, he probably thought it will sell in Marvel. And back in those days, whatever money you could get because no matter how badly you think people are getting paid now, back then it was paid so much worse.
So what do you think? What's your prediction on the next episode, Lewis? What are you looking at? What are we looking at in here?
So Kong the Conqueror, reason why Sylvie was rebooted, it's probably going to be something sexist, like you were born a woman kind of deal.
What?
I mean, honestly, I wouldn't be shocked if there is a greater scope on reasons why Loki had to be male. Because if Kong the Conqueror worked like it does in the comics, he's looking for a very, very specific future. It can only work if it goes tit for tat. Everybody it's a perfect dance. And if the cast is changed or there's one misaligned movement, redo it all over again. And honestly, that's why I kind of think no matter how ridiculous everything sounds, they even said you could do something as silly as stepping on the wrong leaf or being late to work.
Right.
Everything seems to be if it's Kong the Conqueror, then he's trying to make his very specific future where he does become the Conqueror to be perfect and nothing can't change.
So what do you think is going to happen to Sylvie and Loki?
They're gonna probably die.
Just both die?
Just both be killed.
And then the kid Loki just came out of nowhere and be like, I'm Loki now. Like that?
No. Kong the Conqueror literally kills them.
Both of them?
Both of them. Why not? They're not going to be in movies.
I I don't know.
You asked me like, what is the thing that it most likely is going to happen?
Okay, I guess that's your prediction. That's your prediction.
That's my prediction. It like more than likely 9 out of 9 times my predictions are wrong.
Well, so far you've been okay.
I mean, whatever.
I wouldn't say you were right on, but you've been okay.
I've been close to small things, but big macro things like no.
Not at all. Not at all.
I'm about as accurate as your Hollywood guys.
I think that what's gonna happen is that if Kang is there,
yes,
yeah, if Kang was there, he could show both of them what the timeline could look like, because the hint was that the end of the timeline has not been written yet, right?
Technically, but not been written the way that Kang wants it.
But if Loki is if they did not reshoot, let's just say they didn't reshoot the ending of Loki and they kept with the original ending of Phase 4, right? Oh, no, not ending, the mid ending of Phase 4, because remember, someone got their hand cut off. So if they keep that, there is a good chance that Kang will show them what it looks like. And then they already know what the...
So you're saying that there's going to be like an open-ended ending.
And then you will know what that phrase is, that glorious purpose. You would know what Loki's actual glorious purpose is.
So you're saying that there is glorious purpose.
Yes, and that they will play a part in it.
And they were shown what part?
What that glorious purpose is. Yes.
You think he's going to become quote unquote evil again?
Loki?
Both of them.
I don't know.
But together.
What if for some reason Venom is introduced, and then he became
you know for a fact. You're daydreaming within a daydream. I'm sorry. Say that again.
What if Loki all of a sudden just got like the symbiote and it became like the symbiote Loki?
Then you're saying Phase 4 would be entirely the Venomverse storyline.
Okay, well, let me put it this way. I know someone that could answer this question for us. What would a symbiote Loki would look like? Let me bring
it's existed. I've seen it.
It's existed, yes. And then I'll definitely put him on right now. Hello, sir, Mr. Tyler Kirkham. How are you today? Can you hear us?
From the great beyond.
From the great beyond. Can you hear us a little bit, sir? Not much. Hello? Okay, so we'll see if we can fix that. Give me a second in here. So Tyler's gonna join us in a little bit. He's just a little bit hang up in there. But what if it does happen and they start introducing the Sony universe later on? Like, what if Kang just all of a sudden just says, "Oh, I'm just gonna show everybody what this looks like." Like, all of a sudden you see Tom Hardy in there.
Then there will be more shows and less movies in Phase 4.
Hold on, let's give Tyler a try here again. Hello, sir.
Okay. Can you hear me now?
Oh, there you are. Hey, how are you doing today, sir?
Okay, I think I know what happened. I was waiting in the lobby and I went out to, I went off the page and I think it may have kicked me out or something.
Oh, okay.
I was still listening to you guys though.
Okay. Okay, so if you got the last part, how would you feel if your creation of symbiote Loki made it to the MCU? How much money are you going to get?
Oh man, I will probably get $0, but I would still love it. I mean, honestly, because with that type of thing, even though I drew it the way that it is, and I kind of got to design that look for that particular piece,
right?
Marvel said, "Hey, we need a cover of Venomized Loki," so they essentially came up with the idea. It's not my creation, sadly, but so unfortunately, in those type of situations, I I would see the character on screen and be giddy about it, and have a smile on my face.
Yeah,
but I wouldn't reap the rewards of anything.
You should get like lots of money for that, especially if it looks exactly like
said this to multiple people multiple times about things that they originally created.
They should get money for it, man.
I know, dude. Well,
not the contract they signed, man.
They made the Funko. They made the Funko Pop of that exact design.
And
I didn't get anything from that either.
What?
No, I didn't even get a free Funko. I didn't even get a free Funko.
Come on, Marvel.
No. That's Funko. That's on Funko.
Come on, Funko. I mean, let's just give them something, man. I mean,
Funko doesn't give anybody anything.
I remember too as well that the Japanese version poster for Venom, they also used your concept too as well.
Yeah, I mean, they would never say that. Obviously, like it was definitely inspired by it for sure. But I mean, here's the thing with this type of stuff. I mean, even just recently, like you basically have to call out if you see like a statue or a toy or something. You have to call them out. You have to like hit them up and be like, "Hey, that's clearly inspired or taken from my design or whatever." And then they will be like, "Oh, hey, can I get you a comp, or do you want to work together?" You know what I mean? But it's not until you point it out. And so it's kind of sad, honestly.
Yeah, because I mean, like I think that would be cool though. I mean, like if you get like at least like a comp from it or something, or get like at least 2 yens from Japan. I don't know.
Sideshow's different, dude. Sideshow is different. They actually hit you up first, and they say, "Hey, can we use your art to make a print? It's approved by Marvel or DC or whatever, and we're going to pay you for that, and we're going to send you this many for free." You know what I mean? So that's how it should be.
Right.
They just definitely set a standard, and I feel like it'd be good for other companies to follow that, because I think they realize that. You know what I mean? They're running things right over there. So.
Well, I mean, Funko, give the man his dues. Japan, give him some yen. Give him like 2 or 3 yens.
Well, I'll take a couple.
You understand that you're saying give the man 2 to 3 pennies.
I don't know,
and
man.
then the conversion rate, you'll get like in the 3 1 penny.
I don't know how much yen conversion is. Come on.
Like just
because I look like this, I should know, Lewis.
Yes, 100 yen is $1.
Wow. Tim, I'm worth 3 yen. Thanks, man.
I don't know.
3 pennies.
3 pennies. At least give him 3 pennies. But there is something that we want to talk to you about too as well. You have been very, very busy, sir, and I appreciate that you're taking the time out of your day too as well. First off, man, I want to talk about Smokey Skull, man. I mean, that's one of the projects that you have going on. And in my opinion, it's a really good idea, man, for like a lot of people who are like casually drinking and whatnot. How did you come up with the concept for Smokey Skull?
Okay, so me and Percy, like
of course,
we like to go have the occasional, whiskey or scotch or whatever, and and I just like this. I like the smoky aroma, I guess. So like we'll go out somewhere and we'll maybe get a smoked old fashioned or something.
Right.
And it's kind of silly because there's always a premium cost to it.
Right.
Maybe an extra $5 or something for them to smoked old fashioned. So there are other devices that are available on the market, obviously for home use.
Of course.
But the way that I came up with this was, my mom actually, she sells like, she has a lot of like mold stuff at home, like statues and like plaster and cement molding equipment.
Right.
And she makes a lot of like goddess statues and like, trinkets and like prints, the stuff that because she does like spiritual type stuff. So she'll sell like objects at her. She has a shop and she'll sell them or give them to people or whatever, right? And so I was like, gosh, that would be kind of cool to make a cement something. I didn't know I was gonna be a dragon head first.
Right.
It was gonna be a dragon head, and it was gonna be called the Dragon's Breath, cocktail diffuser, and it was gonna have smoke that came out of the mouth, like you would torch it and it was just gonna come up out of the mouth.
Yeah.
And then I thought the skull would be really cool too, because then I could have, you know, you could torch it and then it could come out of the nostrils as if it was breathing or something.
Exactly.
So I created a prototype and like had my parents, who, like I said, do this at their house. They have all the stuff at their house.
Right.
My dad, you know, he helps my mom, and he's a contractor, so he's got all sorts of stuff at his house. I mean, we created a mold and we made one, and I was like, this is actually really cool. And we drilled in it. We basically R&D, just trying different things, trying different, you know, formulas and like, you know, different plaster, different concrete, cement mixes and stuff like that. And then I started using it, and I was like, this is actually like awesome. Like this could maybe be a product, you know, that's not just sitting in my kitchen.
Right. Exactly.
So I just thought, well, maybe I'll just try and put it on like a crowdfunding site and see if people like it. And if they do, I can take orders, and then I'll start developing them, and and then I can sell them to people, you know, and and it's gotten a pretty good response, honestly.
Yeah,
I have a lot of work ahead of me though. Like you know, I have a lot of work ahead of me to actually get these things made, and I'm sourcing out some materials and like different companies to, you know, get molds created for me, and like, you know, vacuum forms and just different things to get them actually created and shipped out. But
it actually looks great. Percy, you're talking about Ibis. So if you guys are around the Miami area, you want to get your book certified, go to ibis.com. Yeah, so I mean, like, I remember when you visited us on our store at the time, before it was sold, and we went out for dinner, and after that, and you did get a old fashioned with a smoke in there, but it took a while too as well. So your product in here shouldn't have to take that long to actually get your old fashioned smoke, right?
Yeah, it's simple. I mean, you can, you know, like I said, you can do it at home. It's made for home use, but I have a bundle that's available for bars and stuff too.
Right.
It could be sitting there, you know, and all you got to do is you just get a little wood chips, which it comes with, you know, 3 different samples of wood chips, and it adds the different flavors and everything to it. And you just sprinkle it on the screen. You take a culinary, you know, butane torch, which you can find at any store, grocery store, and you just hit it for like 5 seconds or something, and then you got, you know, you get that aroma in there, and like it's pretty nice, man. Like I did it last night with the Conor McGregor Proper 12.
Oh my God, man. You know, just out of topic. Everybody who's listening, watching right now, or listening, that watches UFC, last night was just insane. I don't know if I would have paid that much money to watch just the first round of what happened to Conor McGregor.
It's a bummer, dude. We've been talking about it today with some friends, and is he gonna come back? You know, is he gonna? No. Is he done? I mean, I want him to come back. I think he adds a lot to the league, but a lot of entertainment. He's a showman for sure, and I really enjoy like watching his fights. And
I mean, it was like the next Vince McMahon of.
He loves Vince McMahon. He loves Vince McMahon.
No, that's a good point. I didn't think about that, but that actually does kind of.
Doesn't have to actually fight.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I mean, even if he
gives it play and pageantry.
Yeah.
Wrestling is.
Great, you know?
You know, he could be the Charles Barkley of UFC, man. Just like outside commentator, man.
Oh man, imagine if he was a commentator. Like that'd actually be great to
Yeah, I mean,
he's just talking smack the entire time.
I know, right? So I mean, like, for everyone who didn't watch the fight last night, the man was just standing there. All of a sudden, his leg just broke.
You know, I mean, I watched the replay and I was like, how did that happen? You know, and just the fast foot movement, you know, that those guys are doing.
Yeah,
like you can just see it. Like it could happen to anyone, man. I mean, I feel like it could happen to, you know, a football player or an NBA player or something. Like the way that he was just moving his feet.
Yeah,
like he just stepped on it, or he just leaned on it wrong. Honestly, like he just.
I feel like if I go down the stairs, I might just break my leg at one of these points.
Be careful, dude.
Sometimes tendons just give out after so much stress. Really,
it just kind of gave up.
It wasn't like a leg check, like, you know, Poirier was saying. Like,
yeah,
you hear that? He's like, I think I checked one of the kicks that he checked did it, but it definitely wasn't that. I mean, he just stepped back wrong, and it just
and it just kind of snapped.
Yeah,
pretty much. So, I mean, like, speaking of fighting too as well, again, like I said, you're a very busy man because you have another creator-owned Kickstarter kind of type, and then that's Final Boss, which launched a couple of days ago, was it?
Days ago. Yeah,
a couple of days ago. Exactly, yeah. So, I mean, this has been, I will tell everyone this. I mean, Tyler has spoken to, only a few people about this and whatnot, and the concept is pretty insane concept, man. Like, I was lucky enough to see like early stages of it. And I'm just like, man, that looks amazing. How did you get my body into paper? I mean, like, that was just amazing.
Thank you for posing for me, though, man. I mean, I do remember that Titanic question that we had.
the whole Titanic pose, like Kate Hudson thing. But like, but how did you
never not live this down?
Not live it down. But like, how?
I mean, I remember, you invited me to your room, and I said I brought my sketch pad.
Yeah, it was.
I came to sketch like commissions, but you were like, "Hey, look at this," and we developed the idea and went from there.
It's like, yeah, sketch me with like one of your French girls.
I can't live that scene. It's just like, so you want to be sketched like a whore? I mean, okay.
It turned out good though. I mean, we created the whole concept based off that one piece, man. But
yeah. Like, how did this come about? Like, what was the origin story of this? Like, how long was this in your heads, and you finally went, okay, I'm gonna put it on paper and give it to everyone? Like, how long was this development for?
So, man, like, in reality, since I was young, honestly, like this, if you think about it, like this, I've been a huge fan of just like the classic fighting game concepts, right? Street Fighter, Tekken, Killer Instinct, Mortal Kombat, Streets of Rage, like Double Dragon, like. And when I was a kid, like in elementary, I would draw my own character lineups, like, or the screen, the character pick screen. Basically, I'd create my own fighters, and like, I would draw the screen where you would pick your fighter,
right?
And I just loved that so much, and it's kind of stuck with me. And I've always thought like it'd be cool to kind of tell a story in comic book format that was a fighting game premise, classic fighting game premise, but you're developing the story through a comic or graphic novel series rather than, leveling up and stuff in a fighting game. So
right,
I wanted to create a character who his powers, his abilities, would basically be him whenever he defeats an opponent.
Exactly.
He levels up, he gets stronger, and he gains some of their power. And in Final Boss, like you'll see in the book, like I have a whole chart like in the back of each issue.
Right.
It's called the Tree of Power, and basically like it shows Tommy Brazen, who's the main character.
The main character, yeah.
It shows him leveling up, right? Like here, it's like his stats, like old Marvel trading cards. You know what I mean? Like, this is all stuff that I loved as a kid. Like,
right.
So you'll have all the stats and the statistics and like, stamina, speed, power, strength.
Of course.
Special abilities, and it'll level up. So if he defeats a guy that's like really strong, he's going to gain some of that power. So his strength is going to go up. And I want to just build the character that way. And as he's leveling up, going up this tree of power, like the Mortal Kombat tower, basically, like he's getting, there's 10 bosses. I have 10 issues planned if it goes well.
Right.
And he's just going to level up and kind of keep going up that ladder.
Right.
Until he reaches the final boss. And I've got a really cool story that I want to tell around it.
Right.
And the characters that I want to develop. You know what I mean?
Right, exactly. I mean, like, I don't see this not doing really well because within one day you were fully funded within like 24 hours. So congratulations on that, by the way, sir.
Yeah,
I'm like, that's just amazing. Now, I think part of the reason why too as well is that, in my opinion, it has like the classic look of like how you, the style of your illustration. Like for me, like I said, for me, I kind of like the way that you draw Kyle Rayner. That's always been my favorite.
Yeah.
So I mean, like, most handsomest Green Lantern ever. I don't know about you, Lewis, but I mean, that's just my opinion. But yeah, exactly. That's just my main man crush there. But but also, I mean, like the what you're offering in here too as well is insane. You have 3 exclusive covers that's coming for this book, and they're done by Brett Booth, Ryan Otley, and Boss Logic. I mean, how, like, this is insane. You gotta have to, like, I don't know, gave up a right leg. Are you like limping right now?
I definitely pulled in some favors for sure, man. I mean, you should see. I have more covers. I mean, I've got some. I couldn't even. I did not want to release them all because they're so special. You know what I mean? Like, I was like, I have to keep some of these because they're so good for, like, hopefully stretch goals or issue 2 or whatever.
So you're telling me this is just the tip of the iceberg from the people?
Yeah. Oh yeah. Yeah, for sure. Wow. And you know, I wanted to kind of release them in the order that I got them from artists and stuff like that. But but yeah, though I definitely called in some favors and you know, contacted some of my friends in the industry and you know, I said, hey, I'd love to trade something, like, for a cover, right? Like, I'll do a cover for you for your series if you have one. And you do a cover for me. And kind of just went like that, you know, and like with the Boss Logic, I kind of helped him develop or flesh out his own creator-owned character that he has, which is based off of, you know, that avatar that he created. So, you know, I did that for him, and then he did this for me, and just a trade-off.
I'm pretty sure that, you know, I mean, like, I'm pretty sure what ended up happening too is that you had to give them, like, the idea and what happened, and they pretty much got excited for this. I mean, if you got, like, Brett Booth in there too as well, Boss Logic and whatnot, I mean, this is something that they definitely believe into as well. So, I mean, the covers looks amazing. I mean, the incentives looks amazing. I mean, where do you find the time to actually just do something, you know, something like this, and just be like, okay, well, maybe I'll probably take a nap a little bit? I mean, does that happen?
Well, because I haven't really done a big interior gig in a while, like, I've been picking away at this for, you know, I don't know, the better part of 2 years maybe, but and I do covers, you know, I do covers and stuff on the side, like other little things here and there.
Exactly, yeah.
You know, so I've just been kind of I have 10 issues plotted out and 4 of them basically written. So I'm really hoping that it takes off and I can start, you know, kind of, I'm already working on issue 2, but I really need issue 1 to succeed in order. You know what I mean? It's got to be one of those things where I got to know that people are enjoying it. And they believe in it and they support it and stuff.
Yeah, so I think as of right now, a lot of people are enjoying it. So, I mean, like, there's one person in here who actually wants to know. I have a question here. It says, will you reach out to game development studios to make a spin-off of the comic?
Oh, man, yeah. I mean, so what I'm going to do, like, what I really want to do with it is if it's successful and it does really well, and I can develop some more of the stories, I will absolutely 100% try to find, you know, some sort of contact to pitch it to game studios for sure. And as well as other, like, I already like I went on to, like, Jean-Claude Van Damme's, like, Facebook page, and, like, I was like, dude, this is partially inspired by you, because it is. This is a classic, like, you know, 90s action adventure. I mean, it's very blood kickboxer, stuff I grew up on. I mean, this is just what I want to tell. Like, this is the story I want to tell. And I hope people enjoy it and come along for the ride. I mean, because it's really just like the stuff I was passionate about and I'm still passionate about. You know, just 90s action movies, classic beat 'em up games, comics, you know.
I feel like there is more to what you are giving us in description for this book. I feel like there's something else in there. Like, what you've given us is just like a little tidbits in there, but this book has a deeper story to it. Is that correct?
Yeah, that's just the concept. You know what I mean? There's lots of characters that are going to be in there. There's a whole story on, you know, for Tommy to find out, like, where he got his powers from, and, like, you know, it goes all the way back to, like, his grandfather who was in World War II, and this ancient temple that he discovered, like, in the South Pacific. So,
because I think for me the biggest draw is that it's the mystery. I mean, like, even you haven't even told me what else is in there, and I'm like, I'm like one of those people. Like, I don't know if you know who Colin Joust is, who's, like, married to Scarlett Johansson. There's been, like, this famous story where he won't, like, rehearse with her because he doesn't want to be spoiled. I feel like I don't want to ask you what else is in there because I don't want to be spoiled, because it just seems like there is, after issue 1, there's gonna be like some sort of cliffhanger in there that's gonna happen, and then you're just gonna be like, okay, well, you gotta get this issue 2 kind of thing, right?
For sure. Yeah,
will you be doing, like, do you have more in you, like more in the tank to do more creator own? Are you creating a Tyler verse, so to speak, of books?
I definitely have a few more concepts for sure. I mean, I am kind of working on with some other creators though right now, like some other writers and stuff on developing some stuff. I'm not going to get into that too much because nothing's been, set in stone, but there are a couple of other writers that I've been chatting with about potential, image books and whatever. So this is Final Boss is kind of my thing I'm developing, but there's definitely some other things that I'm working on with some other creators. So
so there's could be a possibility that a Tyler verse could be in the works. If you were,
absolutely, man.
If you were to create a Tyler verse kind of concept, would it be as grand as a multiverse of DC, or as grand as many Earths than Marvel, or is this going to be self-contained into just one area, kind of like New York, or like?
No, it would be. I mean, even with Final Boss, like they go to this mysterious island that's fully developed now, and it's not. It's basically like a Gotham or Metropolis type of situation, right? It's not an existing place, because I want to create my own areas, my own worlds, my own cities, stuff like that. I don't want to be tied to cities and structures and stuff like that, because I just think there's just more room to develop stuff that way. But I mean, if I was to do another book, I don't think it would actually really tie into Final Boss, although maybe, because I kind of enjoy tying stuff together, because even with I started releasing shirts and like different merchandise last year. It's called Mass Vigilante, and it was like exclusive shirts and designs by me. That we would release in bundles with comics and exclusive comics. And Mass Vigilante is actually a character in Final Boss. So
I was gonna say it's one of them. Yeah,
I do enjoy like tying stuff together like that and letting people be like, "Well, okay, I saw that a year ago, and now I'm getting to see the story behind it."
Right, exactly. Now, there is something that you're offering that's very special that I don't think I've seen any creator own has done, which is a store exclusive. You can definitely, like, any of you, everyone who's watching and whatnot, you can ask your local comic book store to do a store exclusive, and they can pick any artist that they want. Now, the amazing part that I've seen in there is that, I believe from the description, is that you're taking care of shipping and plates as well. So, I mean, this is something that's, for me, it's unheard of. So I'm going to put it out there right now that I will let everyone know that I am planning on doing an exclusive for Final Boss 2 as well. So, and I've already told Tyler who the artist I want and what the concept is, and it's pretty exciting concept. So I'm just waiting for a response, but I will be getting an exclusive. So if you guys also have comic book stores out there that you guys go to, definitely let them to the Indiegogo for Final Boss. It's going to be on the description below. It's already there. You just gotta click on it. Show that to your local comic book store and let them know they can get any artist that they want, and Tyler will take care of it too as well. So where did you come up with that concept and just like, you know what? I think everyone should get their favorite artist to do this. I mean, that's something that's like, you just kind of like, hey, kind of develop.
I mean, the past few years, maybe 5 years or so, 4 or 5 years, my main, I guess, source of income gig, like my main thing that I do is cover. I do a lot of covers. I do a lot of retailer incentive covers, exclusives for different stores. And I always was like, gosh, if I ever did my own thing, I would want to see other stores and other artists like do covers for this, because I just love that. I love seeing other people's takes on it. That's obviously why I've hired other people and stuff like that. But I thought I'm going to create a pretty easy incentive for either. I mean, you don't even have to be a retailer. You can be an artist,
right?
Yeah, if you have your own website or something like.
Of course.
I pitched it to a couple of other artists who sell their own books.
Exactly. Yeah.
I said, hey, you know what? This might actually work out for you pretty good because you only have to get 100 of them, and I'm going to sign them all.
Right.
I'll cover the plate change, fees, but
right.
there's a shipping charge in there, but it's not that much. I try to keep it as low as possible, for
right.
Which if it's like an international thing, but
right.
I'm gonna help out with everything that I can. If they want to send me concepts, if they want to send me layouts, I'll help approve stuff. I'm sending a reference. I sent you a reference earlier for,
of course,
for the 5 or 6 different characters that are available to use.
Right.
Because I just think it'd be really fun to have.
Yeah.
Because most of the time when you order exclusives from a publisher, you have to get like a minimum of 500 to 3,000 or something. I mean,
right. It's insane.
I wanted to keep it a low amount. I mean, this is a more expensive book because I'm funding everything, so it is $25. But you as a retailer, you only pay $10 an issue, so there's plenty of room still for profit.
Of course.
And then you get 100 of them signed by me, just ready to ship to your customers. You know what I mean?
Yeah, every one of them will be signed. So that's another thing that Tyler touched on. So for everyone watching and listening, he's going to sign every single one of them. So if you have an exclusive, it's only 100. It's only 100 copies in the world for that particular artist. So it is pretty rare, and that's also signed by Tyler too as well.
Yeah, and
so,
then you can get your artist to sign it too, and then maybe you guys can offer CGC options. I mean, there's just a lot of possibilities. There's a lot of options for retailers and artists to do. I mean, because if there's an artist that jumps in and he's like, you know what, I have my own store, my own shop. I'm gonna order this because for one, Tyler's gonna sign it anyways, and then I can sign it myself, and I can get it graded and just offer different tiers and stuff like that. So there's a lot of room for for people to come out on top with this, I feel.
Exactly. Yeah, no, that most definitely. Now, before we let you go, I know you're very busy there. I know you got other stuff to do. What is your plan for the convention season? Have you decided where you want to go yet? Or have you decided to go this season, or do you want to just write it off for this year?
No, I'm gonna do. So I'm going to kind of slowly get back into the convention scene. I don't know what they're going to be like right now, honestly, but I do have the only show that I have planned is MegaCon in Orlando. I mean, I think it's going to be a big show. I see a lot of people are going to be doing it. I love Orlando. And I missed out on it, in 2020. But I'm not doing like New York or or anything quite yet. I'm gonna wait and see how they are, because I know some of them have capacities, and I just want to make sure everyone's comfortable doing shows again before I jump into them. Because
and MegaCon is like the first big convention of the year, I believe, as it comes back. So I mean, I'm pretty sure you're pretty excited to see your fans again. I mean, like, it's been a year and whatnot. So I know that I've been following you on other artists too as well, and one common theme is that you guys definitely miss that interaction and that contact with your fans and whatnot. So I think that MegaCon will be pretty awesome too as well. So if you guys are planning to go to convention and you are within the Florida area, or if you guys want to go to MegaCon, Tyler's going to be there too as well. He's going to be there in the booth with Ibis, I believe, so you guys can get your books graded or whatnot. So again, I just want to thank you again, sir, for spending a little time in there telling us all about Final Boss. I know that you're very busy and whatnot. We'll definitely look out for that. Just for everybody who's still sticking around now, just to let you know, both links for the Indiegogo for Final Boss as well as the Kickstarter for the Smokey Skull are all in the link below. Click on that, take a look at it, look at all the incentives. You guys will not be disappointed. I guarantee you guys that. Again, Tyler, thank you for taking the time, sir.
Absolutely. Thank you so much for having me on, guys. It was my pleasure. So
thank you again, and then we'll definitely, at some point in time when you're not too busy again, we'll definitely have you back again, or when we do see you again, maybe we can take some of that Smokey Skull then. Yeah.
I like it, man. Yeah, we'll go have we'll go celebrate or something.
Awesome. Thank you again for being on our show, sir.
Absolutely, guys. Have a good rest of your day. See you guys.
You too. Bye bye.
He's gonna be very disappointed when he finds out I don't drink.
You do drink. Oh no, you don't.
I do like maybe 2 times a year.
It burns your stomach and stuff.
No, it doesn't. Like my stomach. I'm one of those people that like the doctor says don't eat this, and I'm like, fuck you.
Go to hell.
I'm gonna prove you fucking wrong.
I will tell you guys this. This is true. I am planning on doing an exclusive variant cover for Final Boss. And yes, I have seen some of the concept, just like you guys have, of the story and whatnot. And it's really great. I mean, there is a deeper story to it. I don't know what it is too as well, because I don't want to be spoiled. He has told me about it, and I'm like, can you tell me a little bit more? He goes, yeah, sure. I'll be like, nope, never mind. I don't want to know, because it seems like this is just the tip of the iceberg and what he's giving you. And then in my opinion, I think he's gonna do like a Loki like kind of like storytelling at the end. There's just like a cliffhanger at the end kind of thing.
So every continuous content ever made.
Well, let me put it this way. Let me put it this way, Lewis. What if the final boss is him, but like, some sort of tenant kind of thing?
Stop saying the word tenant. I don't think you know what that actually means anymore.
I love tenant. Okay.
I think you just love tenant.
I do love tenant.
Yes,
Tenant?
you could have just said like it's literally the same person but shadow form. Like every non-cliche boss thing.
I love tenant. What if it's all the whole tenant thing? You don't know.
You have such a hard on for tenants.
I love tenants so much, but
and I also love Kirby and HBO Max for $14.99 with all the exclusive content.
$14.99,
but mostly send me Kirby shit.
So go ahead. The link for both of them, Final Boss and Smokey Skull, is right below the description in there. That is it for today's episodes. We are going to be recording our Spotify podcast, and this one's going to be a doozy, because why is everyone keep saying that comic books or Captain America not political? Comic books came from politics. Like literally, that's how comic books were formed. Do you know what I mean? So what we're going to talk about is that, if you guys did not know, quite recently, Dean Cain, former Superman, and Fox News made a comment that Captain America is being woke and he don't like America anymore. But here's the thing. They don't read comic books. They've only just knew about what's going on in Captain America right now, but they don't really know what the storyline was.
It's a reaction. It's not really understanding.
Yeah.
It's literally what Fox does all the time. They don't care what the context is. They're reacting from their first impression without context. And then they give you the news, but rather than tell you what's happening, they give you how they feel about it, which if people don't understand how the news works, that's not it.
Yeah. So, I mean, it's just very weird that
the news is supposed to be boring and factual.
It's just very, very odd that it's just their reaction to it is insane without even reading on what's going on. So we're gonna talk about that on our podcast. It's gonna be very quick, probably gonna be a 30-minute podcast. We'll see, because again, both me and Lewis stand on one ground on this when it comes to comic books and politics. They exist, man. They literally exist. But fucking Captain America was punching Hitler, man.
You don't have to agree with the political view of the writer, but you have to understand that the political views always change, and it's normally something either you don't want to hear or you don't really agree with it because technically, even though Captain America, yes, patriot, he is more of a moderate. He doesn't really care who the hell's in power. It's more like, what does the general people want?
Exactly.
And how do I make their lives better? Not like which party do I align with? It's in the end of the day, like a conservative that literally will do anything for his country with some understanding that you must still change with times and understand like what's going on in your surroundings.
Right.
So moderate.
It's just very odd. So we're gonna be there, and just definitely I look forward to that on Monday morning or Tuesday. We'll see how it goes if SoundCloud is not being a little, but anyways, thank you for hanging out with us today, guys. I hope you guys enjoyed that interview with Tyler in there. Again, I had to give up Lewis's firstborn child in order to get Tyler in here. So thank you, Lewis, for giving up your child in there. But until then, if you guys have any questions,
it's the firstborn.
If you guys have any questions, definitely let us know. Lewis, any last words for everybody there?
My firstborn child was born when I was at the tender age of 12. Like the good Cuban male that I am. I followed my forefathers before me.
Until then, I will talk to you guys later.
Bye.
Peace out.